He's just truly, like, it's insane. Like,
He's
if I
burning
was
up.
as hot as him, I'd be on OnlyFans. I think directing
Sebastian
movies
Vanek.
is for ugly people.
This is another gay horror pod with Stuart Ross and Jesse Tabbitt.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Burn, baby, burn. I did want that song to be in this movie we're talking about today, which is Evil Dead Burn. I don't know. There's no other words to that song. I did today is our mini episode of Evil Dead Burn. When I was doing my post for Gay Horror Club about my like initial thoughts, I'm trying to like distinguish between the little reviews I post on there and then the fact that you and I will talk about it somewhat at length. But I did use the Ellie Goulding "You Can Let It Burn, Burn, Burn."
God damn it. Do you think
like
Ellie Goulding has seen this
10
movie?
minutes into the movie, I was like, I gotta use that song.
Yeah. This movie's tailor-made for some use of burn in pop culture, elsewhere in pop culture.
Yeah.
Um,
Evil Dead Rose Burn. Here we are. We're back.
That's exactly what I read my mind.
I actually took notes as I left the theater.
That's impressive.
Because
I took notes post-watch.
I have a bad habit of taking 3 pages of notes for our main episodes and then going to a theater and watching a movie that we're going to mini review and writing nothing down and then blanking completely as soon as the camera turns on.
You're like, yes, I watched this, I think.
Yeah.
And let's go from there.
I'm like, Obsession, my favorite gay movie. And you're like, it wasn't gay.
You're like, obsessed. I love it. I'm like, that was Beyonce
Why
and Ali Larter.
so obsessed with me?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you
first note,
please.
Shocked they killed a dog. Oh, spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Sorry, I'm gonna delete that part. What are your general thoughts before we delve into spoils?
Well, I was gonna maybe correct you a little bit because they kill it, but then it comes back to life.
they kill it.
They kill it. They ultimately kill it, right? Because in the end, she stabs it with the dagger. The more I think about this, the more I like it. I think it excels. So let me just say this, and I wrote this down. The series to me will always be God tier because it prioritizes 3 things: absolutely ruthless threats. The villains, quote unquote, the Deadites, are just operating in a way that is like not really around in cinema these days. It's just like they are mean, they're evil, their mission is to kill and hurt. There isn't sort of like an arc or potential for them to like rebound, and they're ruthless. 2, a single location setting. I think every entry, and especially this entry, is really, really good about maybe not Army of Darkness. Very good about keeping things.
All the Evil Dead movies. Army of Darkness is sort of its own thing.
Yes, exactly.
On the side. Yeah.
They're all good about keeping the plot in a confined space that really emphasizes claustrophobia and makes you feel oppressed.
Yes.
And you can really sort of feel the threat. And last but not least, practical items in these environments that could be used as weapons. And that you might not think they could be weapons at first. But for example, a dishwasher, for example, candle wax, for example, cheese grater.
Yeah.
Like so and this on those 3 fronts, this entry delivers in spades. I really, really enjoyed it. And the more I think about it, the more I liked it. What did you think?
So I have some questions.
Please.
And some complaints.
Okay.
But I did really like this movie.
Yeah, me too. Let's get into it.
My biggest complaint is the visual effects in the last 20 minutes are terrible.
You know what's funny is I think sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not so good.
Her on the roof down chimney, bad.
I think, you know what's funny about that scene? I actually think it was executed well. I just couldn't figure out why she just didn't jump straight down onto the ground.
But I also the VFX were a little rubbery for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it just was like, we didn't need we already had a lot. And like I like being greedy,
Sure.
especially in these movies which give you so much.
So much.
But there is a point where I'm like, okay, we've gone all the way up 3 floors. Do we need to get on roof?
Right.
Leave something for Evil Dead Wrath.
I think is she for context listeners, the lead character gets onto the roof in an attempt to escape the Deadites, and she has a weapon in her hand that the Deadites want. She drops it off of the roof, and you see her see it go off, and she looks over the edge. At that point, she should have just jumped down, right? Instead, she runs up and into the chimney where the Deadites follow her. I think what should have happened, if they wanted to utilize the chimney, like for it to really hit, we should have seen the dagger fall, but I don't necessarily think she should have seen it like kind of land
where it went.
Right. And so and then maybe like frantically the Deadites were running, she didn't have time to think, she goes up. I think it could have been executed a little better.
Yeah, it just was like I was at a point where I was like, I just don't need more.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to know when you don't need more.
Yeah. That's true.
And then so we're getting into a little in the weeds.
Yes.
Let me talk about what I liked about it.
I don't think whatever you want to.
The Polly's face smash was so fucking gross when Hunter Doohan smashed his girlfriend's face in.
Yes,
just crazy.
That's true.
I liked that Tandy Wright played the mom, who is Pearl's mom from Pearl.
Oh my god, that's totally right. I was like, where have I seen her from?
No, I literally was like, this is a woman I know. This is like a sister of mine, and then I had to be like, oh, she's literally just in Pearl.
She's great. She's great.
Yeah. I think the direction is really great. I think, side note on that, the director's really hot. And so it's like good that he's good at something too, because he could just be hot.
He's the hottest working director today, I think. Is that fair to say?
Oh, yeah.
He's shockingly hot.
He's just truly like, it's insane. Like,
he's
if I was as hot as him, I'd be on OnlyFans. I think
Sebastian Vanek
is for ugly people.
Sebastian Vanek, if you're listening to
Infested is one of I am actually really scared of spiders.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Infested is a really good spider movie, even for someone who's really scared of spiders.
Yes, his movie prior to this.
Yes,
very nasty.
Were you laughing?
No, I think that's a great point. I think this movie is really bleak, and I think it attempts occasionally to inject kind of like jokey moments, and I don't think they land because the movie around it is so bleak.
So I was laughing.
You were? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Chris were laughing.
Great. That's good.
We're dark-sided. Right? We're a very dark-sided couple. But so we actually were talking about this last night because I think this is a very bleak movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually care how bleak it is. Some people seem to have a problem with how bleak this movie is.
Right.
But for me, I found it funny and bleak. And so, I don't know, the opening ends with a disembodied head laughing. I wasn't not having fun.
Yeah, it definitely, I agree. I really love the bleakness. And I think it takes what worked about the previous two entries, which take themselves seriously and are very violent, and it capitalizes. It works.
But I also
emphasizes
think
that
those two movies are funny.
I think Rise is maybe a little funnier.
Yeah,
like
I think
2013
Evil Dead 2013 is the Evil Dead movie that takes itself the most seriously.
It's very serious. Yeah, it's very serious. I don't know that there's any comedy in 2013.
I mean, I was laughing. I was having fun.
That's honestly true.
I'm going to let out a haha if I can.
That's probably good because, as we know, the series is founded on comedy. Like the trilogy, the original, like Army of Darkness is legitimately like a slapstick comedy.
Yeah, but I do think, like, I think these three movies all do a good job of honoring what came before while making very contemporary movies.
Yeah.
And I think some people criticize this movie for being too bleak, but I don't ever think... I think it never fully goes underwater on it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a depressing movie. The characters are all in depressing circumstances. The house is a bummer. I do. So when the trailer for this movie came on the first time, like 6 months ago, I literally thought it was Resident Evil trailer.
It's kind of colored the same.
Yeah, it's colored the same. And then for some reason, the dad character feels Resident Evil. because the dad is the first to turn Deadite of the main family,
Mhm.
and he feels like an early boss in a Resident Evil game to me.
Yeah.
Like he would be
Well,
the head of the villagers in Resident Evil 4.
that's a great reference. Technically, the son is the first to turn.
Yeah, but
right?
of the people
Of the
who
people we
are
see.
yeah.
Yes. And thank you for bringing him up. The dad is unbelievably menacing, and I was so into that. What an inspired casting choice. I'm not sure what this actor's name is, but he was great. He was really he looks I think maybe this is a good time to say this movie is extremely French.
Yes.
The director's French, the leading lady is French, French is spoken, there are French needle drops, and above all, like it fully leans into French horror sensibilities in that it is extremely violent, extremely bleak, extremely ruthless. So I'm kind of when I say those things, I'm thinking French movies. I'm thinking Martyrs. I'm thinking Inside. I'm thinking High Tension. And if there's any horror series nowadays that deserves French attention, it's Evil Dead, and I'm really glad that it's getting French treatment.
I actually I kind of want to go dip my toes a little bit into the French New Extreme movement.
Yeah, you should.
I think the only one I've seen is Martyrs, which I absolutely fucking hated.
I think that's a tough pill. That's a tough one to swallow. I think
it is literally like being like, oh, I watched the absolute worst instance of something and I didn't like it, so I'm never going to try it again.
I think Martyrs is maybe try watching High Tension in the morning on a Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you'll like High Tension.
Haute Tension.
But yeah,
no,
I wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I really liked this. I thought it was just I mean, I think if I were to go through my rankings of the franchise,
please.
I think this is last.
That's her.
Maybe Army of Darkness below it. I love Army of I like this. We're now in like before Scream 7 came out, how I felt about the Scream franchise, which was like not everything was perfect, but I generally really enjoyed every entry.
Right.
This is I'm like I have complaints about every one of these movies.
Sure.
But they're all also perfect.
I know it's tricky. I think I'm going to say go ahead.
From top to bottom,
please.
Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead Rise, Original Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2013, Evil Dead Burn, and then Army of Darkness maybe.
Yeah,
but they're all like close.
I think I'm going to put Evil Dead Burn in the same position that you did, like Army of Darkness, just because it's so slapstick. I kind of had trouble getting.
It's just a different thing, and I love my Ash. Thing. I love getting Ash in sort of an Indiana Jones-esque movie. Yes, but it's just not necessarily the horror I'm there for.
And by the way, Bruce Campbell cameo in this, kind of. So when the grandma is riding up the stairs on her little electric, what do you call that? Electric.
Yeah.
Whatever. There are picture frames along the wall, and he is in one of the frames. Like he is pictured in one of the frames. It's really it's a good he
produced this with Sam Raimi, so
that makes sense. Sense. Yeah. I mean, the series is, I feel like, as much his as it is Raimi's.
Yeah.
But you know what? Give me a second to think about the rankings. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna probably change this, but I'm gonna go. Oh God, Stuart! I'm gonna go The Evil Dead. This is gonna be cancel my ass. The Evil Dead, the original. Evil Dead Rise. I love Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2013. Okay. Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead Burn, Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, it's your first of all, there's no wrong answers. It's your personal ranking,
right?
But second of all, you did a good job.
Thank you very much.
I'm proud of you.
I think what that means the world. I think what I love about this series, and I think it's one of my favorite horror series. They keep giving different directors the reins.
Yeah. And letting them just go nuts.
I'm like, let's fucking absolutely go. And to your point earlier, there hasn't been a bad one. Like the directors get it. I think just really quick, you mentioned some criticisms. My biggest criticisms of this movie, some of the dialogue and attempts to like make us connect with characters don't always land. And thinking back, I wonder if it's because I don't know if it's the acting, but the camera, while I love the cinematography, the camera plays really close to everyone's faces anytime there is a moment of like levity or whatever. And I just don't, something about the dialogue and the performances didn't always hit for me.
Yeah, it did sometimes feel like people weren't in the same room too.
People were in the same room. Also, I wasn't super clear on the house. Like it was passed down to Hunter Doohan's character, and he just let it go to shit.
Yeah,
And then after the memorial for, shall we say, like the shitty husband that sort of like
yeah,
kicks this whole
his
thing
brother,
off.
yeah,
His brother. First of all, the memorial is at a like a really depressing place,
Yeah.
and I'm like, who chose this? So that kind of like,
I think it was just like they just Googled closest crematorium to old house we're gonna stay at.
Yeah, exactly. And then
to haunted house we're gonna stay at.
From that memorial service, which is like really awkward, and then the house, I just kind of was like, what's a, it's also tough because it's tough to gauge. It's tough to gauge, the original cabin in the woods from the previous movies. Excuse me, it's so isolated, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, seemingly the club at
Pretty
the
close to
beginning is
stuff.
close by.
I don't know if the club is close by.
I feel like
it feels like this is out of the city like 40 minutes.
Okay. Okay, thank you for saying that. Also, like the sort of area around the house that we're at is developing.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, literally, the final showdown, which I actually really enjoyed, takes place in at a construction site.
Yeah. Which is it's a great final set piece, especially because we've been in the house for so long. That's the new thing I needed, not the roof. Where it's like, okay, because we were in a house for a very long time. I don't want to necessarily go into the woods for too long because we've done so much wood stuff in this franchise. And I was just like getting to it. Sort of felt like the end of Freddy vs. Jason, which I love.
Yeah.
But I have one more complaint and then we can head out. And this is, we've sort of been spoiler territory the whole time. I'm going to put a spoiler on the episode title. I didn't like, there was a lot of lore.
Oh, I was going to bring that up.
So the whole thing is that the father of the mother of the main character is a member of a cult that's searching to stop Deadites, and he has a weapon that kills Deadites. And was he the person who records all the recordings that we've heard in these previous movies, or is this?
Think so. I'm choosing to interpret it as, he is a descendant of the like historian from Evil Dead 2. The dad in Evil Dead 2. I'm like,
and part of me is like, is it just the same character?
I know it's tough to read, but thank you for bringing that up. This is the most outside of Evil Dead 2. This is the most.
We're just getting a lot of lore, and then the second post credit scene with the reintroduction of Ellie, Elisa Sutherland from Evil Dead Rise, where I'm of two minds of it. Yeah, I want to see more of her. I love her. She was such a great character. This movie, the reason it's not the same is because it doesn't have the central Deadite that you really are attracted to, and not attracted to, but like if Polly was there is it Polly? I think I'm just making that up. But if the son's girlfriend was there longer, because she's the one who rips the top of the car out of her face, and
the car battle is so good. I fucking loved it so much.
It is Polly? No, it's Thea.
Thea, yes, Hunter Doohan's girlfriend.
Polly is the grandma. But Thea, I think if she was the main, and I think they wanted to avoid having a central female Deadite because then that would be too much like Evil Dead Rise. But it did sort of, I was like, I kind of just want someone to gravitate towards. And as menacing as the dad Deadite was, he wasn't as dynamic as Ellie was from Evil Dead Rise. So seeing her was exciting.
Yeah.
But seeing her, I was also like, I don't want this franchise to be too reliant on Easter eggs and too reliant on its history. And
yeah,
I think the thing that worked so much about 2013 and Evil Dead Rise, and this one works, like it's not a solid criticism, but like the ability to respect the previous entries, but also do your own thing and not really fucking worry about what happened previously.
Yeah, that's why the series has God tiers. Each entry since 2013 is like, it's very much its own thing. I'll also say like Ellie was like crushed by like a wood chipper. So I'm like, I mean, what's going on here?
There's no science. This is all magic.
Well, I mean, bringing up the dagger that that the Deadites are searching for in this movie, that it seems is like the only thing that can truly kill them.
So maybe they've never actually been dead.
So by that sort of thinking, Ellie's back because she wasn't fucking killed by the dagger.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I don't love that and maybe that was just because it's a second of post-credit scene. I'm telling myself that's kind of like,
I think it was just like a fun little thing to do, and not like, I mean, the next, we're getting Evil Dead Wrath in 2028, which has already been filmed, and I'm assuming is actually going to come out sooner.
I hope so, dude. That's so far.
And that's, I think, confirmed a prequel, or not even a prequel, but something, it just takes place in the 70s.
Right.
And so, like, I'm excited to just, like, do something new.
Yeah.
And that I actually went into this movie confidently telling Chris and John, this movie takes place in the 70s. And I sat down and I was like, cell phones? They didn't have those in the 70s.
You lying. Me when I lie.
I'm so confident in very incorrect information. And I know. That's who I am.
It's part of your charm.
Thanks so much for joining us this week. Definitely, if you haven't already, checked out Evil Dead Burn. Still in theaters. Go. Later this week on Patreon, we have our Dangerous Animals episode. If you're not a Patreon member, you will have Jaws on our free feed. So good. Please, if you would like to join our Patreon, we have new tier structure. It starts at $2.99 a month for early access, and it's the easiest way to support the podcast. But no matter how you're getting another gay horror pod, we appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye, guys.
This podcast has been presented and produced by Stuart Ross and Jesse Tappet. Edited by Stuart Ross. All recording equipment provided by Photo Booth Productions. To support our podcast, join us at patreon.com/anothergayhorrorpod.